Norm, just a couple quick, or Mr. Chair, a couple quick comments.
Sure.
As I said, we're moving things around a little bit on the fly. We all know the cliche that rocket science is hard. Well, running a meeting on rocket science is also hard. We've hit our first...
I could note that we get images from Mars quite well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But I won't.
With respect to the congressional hour, the leadership of the NASA authorization committees were invited to address the panel and or submit information related to the human spaceflight provisions of the NASA Authorizations Acts of 2004 and 2008. Unfortunately, due to the press of congressional business, a number of the members were unable to appear in person. The panel would like to acknowledge that the following members will be submitting statements to the committee for their consideration: Congressman Bart Gordon, Chairman of the House Science and Technology Committee; Senator Kay Bailey Hutchinson, Ranking Member of the Senate Commerce, Science and Technology Committee; and Senator David Vitter, Ranking Member of the Senate Science and Space Subcommittee. In addition, Congressman Hall, the Ranking Member of the House Science and Technology Committee, has submitted a statement that's going to be read by Congressman Pete Olson, the Ranking Member of the House Space and Aeronautics Committee. So we welcome Representative Hall, and we're ready for his presentation. And then following Representative Hall's statement, we are expecting Senator Bill Nelson, Chairman of the Senate Science and Space Subcommittee, to also address the panel at approximately 11:45. So amazingly, we're kind of back on schedule. So Representative Olson.
Well, thank you very much. It's a tremendous honor and an opportunity to speak before you. And just to show you, we're going to throw you another little curveball. Ken Monroe from Congressman Hall's staff is going to read his statement, and I'm going to give a very brief statement myself. But thank you all for coming today. Mr. Augustine, members of the review panel, thank you for the opportunity to speak today. I was pleased when the administration announced the members of this panel. It's an incredibly successful and well-respected panel, and we look forward to your work. You all bring different expertise to the task, and I look forward to working with you during your review, as well as afterwards, in response to your recommendations. As I'm sure you're aware, your work is being closely watched within the space community, in the media, and particularly where I work, on Capitol Hill. NASA and human spaceflight have bipartisan support on the Hill, but unfortunately, too many of my colleagues are unfamiliar with the challenges facing our human spaceflight program. Members and staff are going to give tremendous weight to your findings with respect to the future of NASA should be taking. I know you take this responsibility seriously, and I know you understand the influence your review will wield. I understand you'll be headed to Houston, the Johnson Space Center in late July, and I look forward to welcoming you. The Johnson Space Center is the lead space center, as you know, for Constellation. The Constellation system, the Ares 5 heavy lift launch vehicle, holds the promise of returning America to exploring the moon. The Congress has endorsed that plan since 2005, and NASA has had a remarkably stable direction for the last several years. Our problem has not been a lack of vision, it's been a lack of commitment. I'm proud to represent Texas, but my concerns are not limited to my home state. The United States is the global leader in aerospace. Aerospace is one of our most successful export markets and the driver of much of our new technology. For the past 6 months that I've been in Congress, we have decried the loss of prestigious industries that were once dominated by American companies. I believe it's good policy to foster the creation of good-paying jobs, and we have worked to establish educational initiatives to promote a technical and highly skilled workforce. Human spaceflight provides all of those things. You all know this, and I hope that these points will be reiterated in your findings. Most of us who follow the space program know the impending problems, but there are other members of my on Capitol Hill who will soon be asking why we don't have our own independent access to the space station that's been primarily funded by the American taxpayer. The American public will ask, why are we paying the Russians as much as $50 million to take our astronauts to the space station? Others will ask why we didn't accelerate the development of the Constellation to narrow the gap following the retirement of the space shuttle. And as we all know, the gap will be very damaging to our aerospace workforce. The job losses are real, and they are jobs we're not going to easily get back. As our economy struggles to rebound, this kind of job loss will not be ignored. It should not happen under any circumstance. But I'm just reiterating the context of the work you're undertaking. NASA and our human spaceflight program, as we all know, we're at one of the crossroads. In 1962, before I was born, John F. Kennedy stood on the football stadium at my alma mater, Rice University, and we were at one of those crossroads there. And he gave us direction that we'd go back to the moon, or we'd go to the moon by the end of the decade. We faced another time in the late 60s, early 70s. We were trying to figure out what we were going to do after the Apollo missions. And President Nixon put us on a course to develop the space shuttle, which led to the space station. And now we're at another such time. No entity in this whole debate is going to have a bigger say than this commission. I wish this panel the best, and I look forward to working with you. If there's anything I can do to help, please let me know, because we must maintain our preeminence as the leader in human spaceflight. And I thank you again for the opportunity to speak with you, and again, wish you well, and look forward to seeing you down in Houston. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, and thanks for your leadership on this whole topic, and I've appreciated the chances we've had to speak in the past about this, so we will be doing our best.
Yes, sir. Balls and strikes. We'll take care of the politics.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very good.